Hey guys, it's Andy from WWII Gaming and Tech, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Paladins. Now, if you don't know what Paladins is, Paladin is a free-to-play FPS game that is very similar to Overwatch. And today I'm going to be telling you guys whether or not Paladins is worth it. Now, although many people accuse Paladins of being an Overwatch ripoff, which we'll get to later on in the video, Paladins is third on Steam's free-to-play What's Being Played, and is also the 5th top seller in Steam's free-to-play section. But it should also be noted that this is part of Steam's free-to-play section, and most people get Steam to play games that cost money, so this might not be that impressive of a ideal. Now moving on into the actual game itself. The first thing that you'll notice is the menu. Now, unlike some games, Paladins does have a fairly clean and easy to use menu that isn't very confusing. And Paladins also has 3 game modes that include Siege, which I will be showing you today in this video, where a team has to capture an area and then push a cart to an objective. That's the first one, Siege. And the second one is an Onslaught, which is just where a team has to capture an area and the first team to get to a specific time in that area wins. This is very typical to many other games that you guys probably know, and that's sort of like a more basic, well, can't say basic, but more, yeah, I guess it sort of is a more basic game mode. And then there's also Payload, which is where there's one cart, one team has to push it to the other side, or side of the map, and the other team has to stop it, and then they switch. And that one is also, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Siege, and Siege sort of just puts these two together, which is sort of why I like Siege the most. And I know what I just explained may sound a little bit confusing, but once you play it, it's not that confusing. It's actually quite simple. Even though the game modes in Paladins are quite fun, I still had a problem with the like joining an actual game, because it actually took, even though in this video it seems like, oh, it was fine and dandy, it took like 30 seconds to join. In order to record this, it took me like 3 or 4 tries in order for me to actually join a game. And I don't think there are that many people on at Paladins, and even when there are a lot of people on, for some reason it still takes a long time to join a game. And for me, it took about an average of like 1 minute wait time to join a match, because sometimes it's 30 seconds, like in the video, and other times it's 1 minute 30. Now, when you apply to join a game mode, you can also choose multiple game modes, which can decrease the wait time, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say it's going to be 1 minute wait time. Okay, now if you haven't noticed, the characters in the game, you don't start out with all of them, so that's sort of different from Overwatch, and you also can't switch characters in the middle of the game, which is also sort of unlike Overwatch. And I don't think this is really that much of a bad thing, but because that way, like, you're more familiar with the characters and things like that. But some people may not like it. And as I said before, you don't start out with all the characters, but if you want to get all of them, you can either use the in-game currency with the coins to get them, and you earn coins by just, playing and winning, and you get some coins from that. It's not that hard, and even for me, even though I suck at gaming, it's still relatively easy, although it does take some time. But if you want to just get them all and get some some more in-game currency and some skins and stuff, then you can also spend $20 to buy all of them. And to be honest, I don't think that's such a great deal, because usually I don't like to spend money on games, especially when it's free, and I just don't think it's worth it. That also leads me to my next point, which is Paladins a pay-to-win game? And the answer to that is no, it's not. Which, in my opinion, is actually really surprising, since this game is free, and usually they have all these different mechanics for you to spend money on it. But it's not, which I'm really, really happy about. Okay, now we have to move on to the bad things about Paladins. Now, one of those bad things is that the graphics are absolutely trash. Like, seriously, the horse, the tail is like going in and out of the horse. Like, what the heck? Why is the horse pooping out its tail? The graphics are just not good, and the graphics, like as I said before, on the not just the horses though, like the map graphics, they're poorly made, and like the entire like character has some really terrible graphics. Okay, now I also have to say that although Paladins has truly terrible graphics, Uh, in its defense, it's still in beta, but that also is sort of an issue. Like, after a year of like testing, how are they still in beta? Like, Overwatch was released just a few months earlier, but it's like way out of beta now. But for some reason, Paladins is still in beta. So I just want to get that out there and make that clear. Now we're moving on into the gameplay. How does the game actually do? So, surprisingly, the gameplay is actually pretty good. I thought it would be buggy and bad, but to be real, it's not bad. It's pretty good. But then again, it's basically just like Overwatch's gameplay, and which is pretty good because Overwatch has some good gameplay and like controls, and it's pretty smooth. So this is very similar to that, which I'm actually really happy with. So, good job. Okay, now we're going into the hard parts and like the more indefinite lines. Did Paladins copy Overwatch? Now, the short answer for this is yes. Yes, they did. But there's more to it than just that. Because although Overwatch was released earlier at May 21st compared to Paladins September 16th, well, for one, it's just like a few months, guys. Like, seriously. And I guess although Paladins did copy some characters from Overwatch and the the ultimate and stuff, the controls are all very similar. Well, the last part, the controls part, is just sort of like, come on, Paladins, did you have to do that? But it's not that big of a deal in my opinion. And I think that in Paladin's defense, they did say that they didn't copy Overwatch and they copied TF2 just like Overwatch did. But that sort of still leaves me raising eyebrows, saying, are you sure? But I guess we just have to take Paladin's word for it. And whew, okay, now that we got that out of the way, what is Paladins worth it? And the short answer for that is yes, it is worth it. Because although the graphics are truly just bad, uh, like it's not that big of a deal, and but everything else is actually really nice. And I have to admit, I actually had a lot of fun playing with it. Don't tell anybody else. So I think it's actually worth it. But the thing is, if you have the time and the money, you should definitely consider getting Overwatch because Overwatch is a more well-rounded game with more characters and you get instant access to them. You don't have to spend money or wait or play a long time to get them, and like the gameplay's better and the graphics are better and like everything's better and it's more well-rounded. But it does cost $60. But as I said before, if you have the money and you aren't poor like me, then I'd definitely consider getting Overwatch. But for now, I have to say that Paladins is not bad at all. And I guess if you don't have Overwatch or if you're looking to play that sort of type of game, or you're just looking for a game that you just sort of want to like play casually and have fun with, then I guess you can get Paladins. Okay, now the video is pretty much over, but I would just like to thank all of you guys for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If not, then just leave a dislike. But if you liked it and you want to see more of or more game reviews or or just watch me fail at Paladins, then leave a comment down below and click the like button too. And although that doesn't really matter much, I don't really care about likes, so don't feel forced. But if you really want to, then sure, go ahead. And so that's pretty much the end of my video. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you next time on AA Gaming and Tech. Peace.